What's up, good people? Najua mjaniona kama nimesimama. Nimeweza? Meanwhile, how y'all doing? Mko fiti? So my name is Maxi Daniel, aka Charlie Mrembo, aka the rich woman in the making. If you're new to this channel, here we just do stories, we do nice stories. It's all about stories, experiences, learning, having a good time, and catching up on different things. Yeah. So this week has been a very sad week. The weekend has been sad. We've lost almost 5 young souls, and I pray they get justice, because they were not supposed to die that way by the look of things. And it's really sad when young people die in that manner. So I was tempted to procrastinate on making this video, but I decided, why not talk about procrastination? Because many a times we waste a lot of time, trying to get excuses on reasons or excuses on not to do certain videos, yeah, and or not to do certain activities, or not to work on certain things. For example, for content creators, you know how sometimes you're just there and you want to procrastinate, you want to run away from responsibility, then you realize, oh crap, I started Maxi Daniel on YouTube and I'm supposed to keep it going, and and you find the strength to keep on going. So today maybe I will talk about the major 3 types of procrastinators. So we have this group called the perfectionists. So these are the group of persons who they want to do their types of activities, like they want them to be perfect, but then they limit the kind of time that they want to give it, you see. So they want to work overnight but get something perfect. That's why they end up either depressed, or they end up overstressed, or they just have some issues going around with them. Yeah, I'm not gonna say where I belong in the procrastinators room. And then number 2, we have this group who are who like to overdo, because they didn't do it on time, so now they have to overdo. Like they procrastinated a certain job, or maybe they were supposed to write a report, so for example, like a report, they overwrite, they they use more words to kind of explain a point. I would kind of put myself a little bit right there, because you always use a lot of words to describe something very small, and I could be in there, but the procrastination bit, I'm a little bit skeptic about. We could also talk about this group of individuals who now they just don't do it. They just don't. They're just there. They're like, don't know what happens. What will they do? You see. So there's that group of persons. And if maybe I could give an example of myself. So I was raised in a very I don't want to call it ushago setup, but it was an ushago setup where you cannot afford to procrastinate. Okay, first of all, procrastination is the act of willingly refusing to do something and finding an excuse for not doing it. So we could not do that, you see, because we were raised by, I personally, I was raised by my grandparents, or my grandma, and she wouldn't allow me to procrastinate shit. Never. You'd just be there and you want to procrastinate, and she'd be looking at you like, because atakupiga. If you dare, atakupiga. So we couldn't actually do that. So maybe I started procrastinating when I moved in with my mom. That is after I had that was when I had turned 12 or 13, somewhere there, is when I learned to procrastinate, because I would give an excuse and my mom would let me not do what I do it. And the only place where I couldn't give excuses was in school. Of course, the laws will not allow you to give excuses. But at home, I would give excuses for everything. Mbona ukosha vyombo? Nilikuwa naumwa na kichwa. Mbona ukosha vyombo? Nilikuwa nafanya nini? So, I'd always find a reason for not doing something. Yeah. And of course, at some point it would cost me. My mother would get tired of the excuses, and now she'd go ahead and punish me. So today, before this video, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine online, and I was asking them, if I were to do a video on procrastination, what would you like me to talk about? And the friend was like, maybe we should talk about dreams and how we know we want to achieve a certain thing, but we also know the channels we're supposed to follow to reach that particular dream, but we choose to just be reluctant. We choose to be quiet. We choose to relax and say, I am a young person. I am beautiful. I don't really need to struggle that much. So they currently have a PhD in communications and something. sorry man, I've missed your so they were telling me that they are currently 27 and they have the PhD, and it kept me thinking, and I was like, Maxi, you want to go do your masters in law, but then you're still procrastinating it. You're like, I'm still too young. I'm still 24. I don't really need to to stress so much. So it becomes a bit problematic, especially when you want to achieve something but you keep on pushing it ahead and ahead and ahead. So that challenged me. It challenged me to know that if I want to get my master's in law, then I definitely have to start working for it. Come the next time people are opening schools, like in September, I need to enroll for my master's, and get things going for myself. So I guess people have different views when it comes to procrastination. I don't know what your views are. I don't know how you perceive procrastination, if it works for you, if it is positive for you. But for me, I feel like it's always, my teacher used to say procrastination is the thief of time. Yeah. So for me, I grew up knowing that it's the thief of time. It will always steal time away from you, and once time is gone, you cannot go back to it. It's like words once spoken, you cannot take it back. So you can only apologize, but the damage has already been done. So maybe if we could go to the comment section and just give me maybe your thought on what procrastination does, whether it's positive, negative, or in between there. And also you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter. There's also our page. By the way, the other day I was having a conversation with Phil Ibsen, the writer, the master of descriptions, and I was telling him I wish one day I'll say my page has 1 point something K likes, and he was telling me, Connie, where are you? And I'm like 1,090 something, and he was like, don't worry, we're going to get people. So kindly, if you're new to our YouTube channel, thank you so much for keeping it here, and we'll have more stories. And for those who want to I've heard most of you have been on my inbox, you're like, can I have your number? No. Well, my contact is on our second last video, hapo chini kwa comments, kwa video description iko hapo. So just go to our second last video, you'll find the number there. I could also put it here as well, because I know most of you want to give me a call or hear from me. And then for those who requested that I do a video while standing, here we are. I've done a video while